Lizzie and Freddie's chemistry begins not with softness, but with irritation, the kind of irritation that comes from two people who are too smart, too stubborn, and too secretly fascinated by each other to walk away. The first moment that hints at future intimacy comes during an editorial meeting inside the glossy, chaotic offices of Corinium TV. Freddie, arrogant but charming, sweeps into the room late. Lizzie is already there, arms crossed, her expression pulled tight in annoyance. He makes one of his trademark flippant remarks. "I trust the meeting hasn't completely fallen apart without me." Lizzie shoots back, fast as lightning. "It practically improved." Everyone laughs, but the camera holds on Freddie's eyes, which linger on her lips a beat too long. That tiny pause is the first subtle clue, an early, unconscious attraction that neither is aware of yet. No kiss happens here. But the framing, the long look, the shared breath across the table, is the first spark, the first, what if, the first almost something humming under the noise of their rivalry. Their dynamic shifts in episode 2 when the two find themselves working late. The building is quiet, the fluorescent lights low, the outside world dim behind the large glass windows. Lizzie is typing furiously, Freddie is pacing with a drink in hand. For once, neither is fighting. The atmosphere feels unusually intimate, two opponents caught accidentally in a moment that should have belonged to friends, or something more. Freddie leans over Lizzie's desk, hair slightly messy, tie loosened. Lizzie is close enough to feel his breath, to smell the faint whiskey that clings to him. He says quietly, "You're the only one around here who actually scares me." She laughs softly, unexpectedly. And for the first time, his eyes soften. This is the first near kiss of the season. Freddie's gaze drifts to her lips, unmistakably, boldly, for a full second. Lizzie looks back, equally caught. Their bodies tilt closer, just slightly, like two magnets recognizing each other. But Lizzie breaks it. "Don't be ridiculous." She turns away, forcing a gap between them. Freddie steps back, covering the moment with a smirk, but the atmosphere has shifted permanently. It is the kind of almost kiss that leaves both of them rattled. Lizzie confronts Freddie about a segment he approved that undermined her production choices. The argument happens in a private editing suite, a small room, too small for the kind of emotional fire they're throwing at each other. "Lizzie. You don't get to override my work because you have a god complex." Freddie steps forward, closing the distance. "I override it because you're good, but you're not perfect." She shoots back. "Neither are you." Another step. Now only inches remain between them. Not touching, but close enough to feel the projection of each other's heat. The camera circles them like they're in a dance they don't know they're performing. Freddie lowers his voice. "You're the only one who talks to me like this." Lizzie replies, just as quietly. "You're the only one who deserves it." Again, they stop. Again, the air crackles. Again, it feels like a kiss could happen, a desperate, angry one. But instead, Freddie moves past her and leaves the room, slamming the door. Second near kiss. Second denial. Second step deeper into tension neither is ready to acknowledge. Mid-season, Lizzie and Freddie attend the same industry party, both slightly drunk, both slightly too honest for their own good. The music is loud, the lights soft, the energy chaotic. Freddie sees Lizzie across the room, laughing with someone else, a colleague, harmless but charming. Something inside him tightens. Jealousy isn't something Freddie would admit to, but his expression gives him away. Later that night, when the crowd thins, they find themselves alone on a balcony overlooking the London skyline. Freddie takes a breath, then says, "I don't hate you, Lizzie. Even when I act like I do." She raises an eyebrow. "That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me." He leans against the railing, facing her more directly. "Maybe I'm tired of pretending. Rivals make us better, but you make me honest." Lizzie looks startled by the sincerity. Her voice is softer. "You're drunk." Freddie smiles. Only enough to say what I mean. The wind lifts Lizzie's hair. Freddie reaches out instinctively, to tuck a strand behind her ear, but stops himself halfway. His hand hangs in the air between them. Another almost touch. Another almost kiss. Lizzie finally murmurs. We should go inside. And she does, breaking the spell. Behind her, Freddie stays frozen, staring at the spot her face had been. The final almost kiss before the first real one comes in episode 5, the moment most viewers cite as the turning point in their dynamic. Lizzie is exhausted, overwhelmed by the chaos at work, the pressure, the politics. Freddie finds her sitting alone backstage after a taping, shoulders slumped, eyes red. He sits beside her without speaking. For the first time, he lets the silence take over. After a long moment, Freddie says, "You don't always have to be the strongest person in the room." Lizzie laughs bitterly. "Someone has to be." Freddie turns toward her, truly looking at her, maybe for the first time. "You don't have to be that person with me." The vulnerability in his voice drops all their defenses. Lizzie looks up, eyes glistening. Freddie's hand moves slowly, tentatively, to rest on her shoulder. She doesn't move away. Instead, she leans into his touch, just a little. Then their faces drift closer, not bold, not heated, but soft, slow, inevitable. A kind of intimacy neither rivalry nor alcohol nor frustration could ever create. This is not a fight. This is not tension. This is tenderness. Their noses almost brush. Lizzie whispers. "Freddie." He whispers back. "Just tell me to stop." But she doesn't. Their lips get within a breath, a single breath, of touching. Then a voice echoes from the hallway. "Lizzie? Are you backstage?" She jolts back instantly. Freddie pulls his hand away like he's been burned. And just like that, the most intimate non-kiss of the season disappears like smoke. But the damage is done. Lizzie and Freddie's first real kiss does not come during a sweet moment. It arrives during a storm, emotional, chaotic, an explosion waiting to happen. Opens with a crisis at Corinium TV, a disastrous on-air slip-up, producers panicking, a PR nightmare forming by the second. Lizzie storms into the control room, furious at Freddie for signing off on a segment that wasn't ready. She catches him alone in the hallway afterward, voice low but sharp as a blade. "You're reckless. And you drag everyone down with you." Freddie turns, jaw tight. "I made a call. That's my job." Lizzie steps forward, fire in her eyes. "Your job is to think. Something you refuse to do when your ego's in the way." He steps closer, voice rising. "And your job is to stop acting like the world will collapse unless you carry it." Their anger grows. Their breathing quickens. And suddenly the space between them becomes electric. Lizzie points a finger at him. "You don't get to talk to me like." And Freddie interrupts, not by speaking. By grabbing her wrist. Not hard. Not aggressive. Just enough to shock her into silence. The camera holds on both of them, breaths uneven, chests rising and falling, faces inches apart. Freddie's voice drops, almost a whisper. "You make it impossible to think." Lizzie freezes. Everything slows. Their fight melts into something hotter, heavier. She whispers back. "Then stop thinking." And that is the moment the tension, built across episodes of rivalry and denial, finally breaks. The kiss is not soft, not at first. It's messy, impulsive, born from frustration and longing colliding at full speed. Freddie pulls Lizzie toward him, their mouths meeting in a desperate, hungry kiss. Lizzie responds instantly, gripping the lapels of his coat, pulling him closer as if she wants to erase the space that's tormented them for weeks. This is not a gentle kiss. It is a release. Their lips crash, part, reconnect. Freddie presses her back against the wall of the hallway, one hand